Well, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be our second video that I put out, maybe my third. I'm working on another one from earlier today. And today's interview is going to be with my good friend Bob. And we're just going to talk, actually do riders chat. So let me introduce you. This is Bob Champagne. Bob, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name is Bob Champagne. I'm 54 years old. I'm an IT engineer, and I've been the Electric City H.O.G chapter director. This will be my 7th year. I joined the club in 2017. Our first president when I joined passed away in 2018, and I became assistant director and then became director in 2020. The club likes to do a lot of benefit rides. We support local clubs, but our two biggest rides that we like to do that are charitable, we do the Gino Murley ride, which benefits the veterans that reside at the Gino Murley Center in Scranton, PA, and we usually do a Christmas in July ride to benefit the special needs kids at St. Joseph Center in Scranton as well. So that's two of our biggest community contributions that the club likes to do, but we just like to get out, ride, enjoy the road, and enjoy the brotherhood.
Cool. I met Bob a long time ago, and then we crossed paths again. Probably, what was that, like 2018, 2019, something like that.
Yeah.
And to me, he's my best friend. And we do a lot of riding together. So, well, let's get into some of this now. We're going to try to make this as fun as possible and shit like that, interesting. But what got you into riding, man?
I've been on motorcycles since I was 12. Got my first bike was an XR80. All the kids in the neighborhood that I thought were cool all had motorcycles. I moved on to a CR80, then a YZ125, and my last motocross bike was a YZ250. I had some street and trail bikes. I had a crotch rocket, and I got into a pretty serious accident on that bike. Hit some wet gravel around a turn, and ended up going on a guardrail, and I fractured 6 thoracic vertebrae, blew out 3 lumbar discs, and fractured 3 ribs, and was laying on the side of the road for 45 minutes before somebody actually found me and called first responders. So that kind of kept me off motorcycles for a while, because it was a year before I got married. And finally, shortly after my father passed in 2016, my wife, I convinced her to, let me get my first Harley Davidson. And I bought a 2017 Vivid Black Ultra Limited, and it's a full dresser, one of your heavier bikes. I had it customed out pretty nice, and we just enjoyed, the open road, being with, my brothers, and breaking bread, and just having fun together and being free. Since then, I've traded that in. I have a 2022 Road Glide CVO, which I absolutely love. It was an impulse buy, like most Harley purchases are. But when I saw it in the showroom, I knew I had to have it, and lo and behold, I still have it. So, but I've, ridden in many states, and got to, enjoy that bike in Tennessee, which is one of my favorite riding places. Riding in Pennsylvania could be a little hectic at times, just because of the road conditions and some of the people on the road not paying attention. But riding with the club, we all look out for each other and we all protect each other. So having that unity, makes it that much of a better experience altogether. So.
Wow, you kind of answered all my questions all at once there, but that's all right. No need to apologize. Like I said, this is something new for us that we're trying out, and yeah, that's great. I was gonna ask you about the motorcycle accident, if you wanted to talk about that or not. You know, because a lot of people don't get back on a bike after a wreck.
Yeah.
You know,
Took over 10 years. My wife, you know, I promised her I'd never get on a crotch rocket again because they're just built for speed and they are dangerous. And I know a lot of people that have passed on crotch rockets. So, you know, when I bought my Harley, I wanted to make sure it was something that was going to be, you know, safe, sound, and sturdy for me and my wife. So that's why, you know, both of my Harleys were full baggers. I do like the Road Glide with the fixed fairing. Just because you don't have the weight of that fairing that you're fighting against.
It's my favorite one, man.
Yeah, I remember your orange Road Glide. You know, when we were at that accident, we were doing that St. Joe's ride the one year. The guy cut the turn too wide and ended up hitting the side of that truck. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a ordeal. The recovery. You know, I was in a turtle shell brace for 6 months. And to be honest, you know, like when I got back on a bike, it taught me to, you know, be more attentive because you have to have eyes in the back of your head when you're riding. You never know when you'll see wildlife crossing in front of you. I actually have 2 club members that both hit deer the same year, like 3 years ago. Chuck hit that one, and who's the other? The big guy, Rusty. Rusty hit one too, and Rusty fractured a couple vertebrae as a result. So, you know, it's an advantage to ride in a group because at least this way you've got eyes all over the place. But as Joe and I have done so many times, we lead a lot of rides. So, you know, we're the ones that have to look out for any kind of traffic obstacles, you know, just to make sure everybody on the ride's safe. And, you know, we always ride staggered. We don't ride like 1%er side by side. You know, this way gives us room to maneuver. But yeah, I wouldn't advise getting into an accident because
no, that can hurt. They can hurt.
One of our good friends that owns Execution Cycles got himself into a pretty bad accident last year and ended up you know, amputating his leg, and he's still recovering over it, but he's back on a bike too.
I hope to have him on too.
Yeah,
I might actually go down to his shop and do the interview.
Him and Mark.
Yeah, well, I plan on getting Mark on too.
And Tina. You know, she's the business manager. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I want to get them all. I want to get everybody we know that rides. You know, and hopefully with some of the rides that we do participate in, besides our rides, you know, I want to interview more people. And
get a lot of trained police for the Never Forgotten ride.
Oh, there's just so many. I mean, besides, I know how much you love doing our rides, our 2. But besides that, what's another one that you like doing?
ALR. I like
ALR is a good one. That's the American
Never
Legion.
Forgotten ride. I used to love doing the Jan O'Gonish ride, but they stopped doing that ride.
Yep.
But any of the benefit rides. I mean, it's just the brotherhood, because we have a great community of bikers in this area, and like regardless of what club you belong to, we all share the same passion, and we are all brothers, and we all love each other, and we look out for each other, and that's uncommon these days because there's so much chaos going on in the world. So it's comforting to know that you have true friends, you know, salt of the earth people, you know, that got your back and that you could just enjoy spending time with. And we do it on motorcycles.
Yep. Except for right now, because it's 6 degrees out, and we're supposed to get 2 feet of snow tonight into tomorrow.
Yeah, we won't be out for a few months yet.
Yeah.
We're lucky if we get out in March.
You know, but there are some people. I seen a guy last week out riding, and he
Mitch
rides.
told me he saw some guy out just the other day, right after the snowstorm was out.
Yeah, and this guy, he rides all year long. He's an older gentleman too. You know, I seen him. Well, me and Pat, we go for breakfast on Wednesdays, and this old buck, he's there every week, and he's got his bike there, and you know, it's not a Harley.
Still, it doesn't have to be a Harley.
He's on 2 wheels, man, and that's all what it's all about. 2 wheels, and or 3. You know, some of us had to. I had to go to a 3-wheel, only because I have a like I said before, I have a lot of medical issues. My legs are real weak, and I had an ultra. But when the wife is with me, and she's just a little petite girl, when she's with me and I come to a stop, I can hardly hold the bike up anymore. It was a hard decision for me, but I always wanted one from when I was a kid. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I went and I bought a 2024 Tri-Glide, and I'll tell you what, it's helped me tremendously when it comes to going on rides now, because I love doing stuff with my wife, going on the rides, and it was just getting too much. But with that being said, I still have two wheels. I still have two wheels. That's for when it's only me and not her. But now she's got her license. So this past summer I did a lot of riding with her, building her confidence up. But she rides the trike, and I have my Road King, which I love. And I'm a big road glide guy. I love my road glides. But I got this Road King pretty cheap, and
it's all choloed out now.
Now it's, yeah, we choloed it out now. My son actually did a video on it when I first got it, because it was a barn find. And
with
by
that,
the way,
that diamond cut head and everything. I remember when he picked that up. Yeah.
And the video he did, it cracks me up every time I watch it, because you know he's being a little dramatic, you know, but he's telling the story behind it, because I had, you know, it was through the internet, through a auctioneer that I know, and I was actually bidding on two of the bikes. One was the 97 Road King, the other one was a 2004 Road King. So in the description they said the 2004 ran.
Right.
But the 97 didn't.
That was the Screaming Eagle.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Was it the carb?
Well, we didn't know where it was at first until the auction was over. And, you know, then they sent an email, an invoice. So I went up there with cash. I'm not going to say how much it was, because it'll make some people cry. But we had to go out to the barn to get it. And the 2004 was sitting right there, and the 97, and I'm like, oh, I made the right move here, you know. And my son was with me, and he's a big motorcycle enthusiast. And it just happened to be about a quarter mile down the road from my son's house. So we were like, couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So we tried to start it, it wouldn't start. So we had some engine start. What they call it?
Primer.
Yeah, primer. So we put a couple squirts in the carburetor. It tried to run, but it didn't. Okay.
Change the plugs.
No, we didn't change the plugs yet, but the battery was weak. So I said to him, I said, I'm going to run down the house and grab the battery out of the 04 Road King.
Yeah.
So I went down, I got that battery, and I brought gas with me.
Yeah,
I told myself, well, I told him, I said, yeah, so while I went down to get that stuff, my son was draining the bowl on the carb, in his carburetor. And he came back, he had the bowl back on, we put the battery in, and I said to him, I said, take the gas cap off. See if there's even gas in it.
It was empty.
No gas in it.
That explains why it wouldn't turn over,
right,
yeah.
Right. So we put like a gallon of gas in it, and it fired up. We were like, oh my God, you know.
They didn't realize it was running before they started.
Yeah. So my son says, I guess we're riding it home, huh? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, I'll follow you.
Oh,
and like
Joey
said,
rode that home?
Yeah, he rode it to his house,
Right,
which
right,
was
right.
like a
Not
quarter of a
far,
mile
but
down the
still,
road. But he'd get about 75 feet and it would shut off. And he'd have to sit there for a second and shake, fire up again, get going, and it'd be about like another 100 feet.
Something with the
It
car
would shut out. So I was
comes
like,
up
man.
probably.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, that's all right. We'll keep doing this until we get it to there. I'm like, all right. So we get it to his garage, and he's looking at it, and he's like, man, there's something with that. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna drain the bowl and clean the jets. I'm like, all right, do whatever you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, I got this cheap enough. Even I got to put a new carb
New
on.
carbon, yeah.
You know, so he cleaned it up, cleaned the carb, cleaned the jets. He did a whole video on it, you know, and put it back together and running like a champ. And this bike, matter of fact, I got second place last year in the vintage bike show at our local dealer. But this bike, anything that could be chromed on it is chromed.
Yeah, you got those big spoked rims on there now, the fishtail.
I put
pipes.
42 in.
And what do you got, 18s or 16s?
I put
apes?
16s on.
16 apes, yeah.
16 apes and the wheels are stunning.
Yeah.
They cost $1, but you know what?
It makes it
worth
pop out, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I also have.
That looks like a bike you'd see on the Mayans.
Yeah, it does. You know, and it still has its original paint.
That purple, whatever that
Yeah,
paint set
it
is.
was like pearl violet, I think is what it was called.
Yeah. With the diamond cut heads on it.
Diamond cut heads. I mean, you name it, it's got chrome. Chrome forks. Even the little what do they call that? The little side thing next to on the frame
Air
by
covers.
your leg. Well, not the covers, but they're like a deflector.
Yeah, the air deflectors, yeah.
The air deflector.
They're just they're usually just a plastic cover,
They're,
but that's chrome.
They're chrome
I
too.
had
yeah.
the chrome ones for
The
my
knuckle,
my Ultra when I had
everything.
it all chromed out, yeah.
You know, and I'm like, wow, man, this is a really good bike. But I love it. I love riding it. Threw some 36-inch fishtails on it, and I'll have a picture on here. Not right now because we're getting 2 foot of snow tonight. You know, but all the bikes are put away. But I also have. I picked it up this summer. After at our Gino Merle ride, it was a 1-day sale only, and I picked up a 06 883R.
Orange and black, right?
Orange, yeah, the orange and black setup, and that too had alterations on it, and you know the seat. The air covers and stuff like that, you know.
Well, even that headlight, that didn't have that. That doesn't come stock with that fairing.
No, and then I noticed that the heads were changed, and I talked to Corey before he left, and he goes, "Yeah, that had 1,200 heads on it." I'm like, "Oh, cool."
Wow.
That's just, and I keep that for zipping around, for having fun.
That's a puddle jumper right there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I'm hoping my 17-year-old, Sean, I told him if he's going to learn to ride, that's for him to use. And if not, I don't know, maybe I'll chop it or do something. But then I got the two bikes that are in pieces that we have to put
The
together.
sporties that you got.
The iron heads, yeah, you know. So.
Well, you traded on that? What did you trade?
My son's Tenant.
Oh, the old Road King, the anniversary, right?
The 04 Road King.
Was it the 110th anniversary?
Yeah, I gave him. No, it was the 100th.
Oh, the 100th anniversary.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gave him that, and he gave us the 2 complete iron heads. It's all in black boxes right now, but everything to put 2 of them together. And he's a motorcycle mechanic, and the deal was that he would do some work for me on my bikes when needed, and that's about all I want to say about that. But anyways, I just love riding, and it helps me. Bob will tell you I've had a lot of ups and downs over the years. I'm a veteran, and I love doing events for our veterans and children. They're the
Once you get it published too, I want to follow it.
Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. We had to take a quick
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties there with a battery running down on me. Then my dogs decided they wanted to come down too. This is Yoshi right there. He's like my therapy dog. And then, of course, you got the fat beagle there, Luna. Short for lunatic, because when I got her as a puppy, she was 6 months old. She was like a lunatic, let me tell you. But she's come a long way. Now she just likes to eat and lay down, and she wants to be wherever Yoshi is, and Yoshi wants to be wherever she is. But enough about that. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Geez, there were so many things I wanted to ask you. What is your favorite ride that you do?
What, benefit ride or just ride I've ever done?
I probably know what they are. I'm gonna say there's two of them.
I'm passionate about.
There's two definites and a third that I know. But
I would have to say, it's not really much of a ride. It's more of what the biker community does, because we all pull together. It's not just a H.O.G chapter, even though we organize it. Joe got a sponsorship with one of the local banks that allowed us to put collection boxes. But our Christmas in July ride for the special needs kids at St. Joseph's is probably got to be one of my most passionate rides. But I equally love doing the benefit ride for the veterans at the Geno Murley Center, because it's thanks to veterans like Joe and all those that had served that provided us our freedoms and liberties, where we're in a country where we can ride motorcycles and live free. But I also really enjoy doing the Never Forgotten ride, which is to benefit first responders locally, firefighters, law enforcement, and I like doing American Legion Riders puts on a great ride. And like I said, we're in a really, really great biker community where we all support, regardless of what club you're in, we all support each other, and we're all there for each other. And everybody I know that's on a bike is generous with their time, with their money, and with their heart, which makes it such a fellowship and a camaraderie. I've never witnessed bikers fighting.
no,
As long as I've been on two wheels, I mean.
and that's the thing. Everybody looks down at bikes.
We get categorized.
We get
We
categorized.
stereotyped as being violent, and that's just so you guys know. The American Motorcycle Association, in case you're wondering, the outlaw clubs are considered 1% clubs, because it was, American Motorcycle Association statistically determined that 99% of all motorcyclists were law-abiding citizens, and 1% were criminals.
He's giving his
Yoshi,
approval.
Yoshi's chiming in, so.
He's giving your approval on everything you're saying there.
But so anyways, we fall within the 99% category, even though, I do have friends that are in some of these 1% clubs, and they're respectful to the other clubs as well.
The
only time
we have
you'd have
friends
problem-
from multiple different.
I have friends from the Pagans, the Outlaws, and Hell's Angels, and never once, you know, that was something that the American Motorcycle Association negotiated, that, you know, typically the H.O.G chapters were considered untouchable by 1% clubs because we were no threat, and we didn't carry on any kind of activity that would cause a threat to them. So even though we wouldn't tangle with them, we respect them, and they've shown us respect as well.
That's what it's all about too. Is
It's respect. Yeah. I mean, the one thing you'll notice with bikers, you know, the skulls, which is supposed to denote, like, it's meaningful because we don't care about race, creed, sex, color, any ethnic background. We're all
one
brothers on motorcycles. So you know, like, you know, you'll see very little prejudice, you know, and it's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, because we're seeing more and more women, and I have a lot of good friends, female friends of my wife that all ride. Joe's wife Shelly recently got her motorcycle license, and you know, she's riding like a champ. One of our good friends, Joy, she rides. Amanda, I mean,
yeah. I want to have Joy on too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to ask her. I have a lot of people lined up that are willing to sit down and tell stories, and it's going to be, you know, guys from different clubs, friends, and I'm going to do an episode too with the women. I'm going to get a couple of girls, probably your wife and my wife, but I won't get a word in edgewise with those two, but from the perspective of sitting on the back seat, what it's like when they go with us, you know. And then of course, you know, the women that do both.
yeah.
You know, sit on the queen or sit in the king. And I jokingly told my wife, I said, I bought that trike so that you could get your license, and when we go to our events, that if I get too messed up,
she could drive
me home.
Yeah, I don't know if Joni could do that.
Yeah, well, but
one of your second part of your question, one of my favorite rides, but this isn't one of the benefit rides we do. I absolutely love Eastern Tennessee, and you know, the Dragon's Tail is, you know, one of the most popular rides in the country, which I've done that several times, and I actually personally like the Devil's Triangle, which is up in just outside of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, which is also called the Secret City, where they developed the A-bomb. The Manhattan Project was designed there, and it's a longer ride than the Dragon's Tail. Has a lot of switchbacks, the loop-dees, you know, like a lot of this. The tail is only, what, 11 miles, I think. It's 318 turns, 11 miles, but the Devil's Triangle, I think, is like over 60 miles. So, and actually, you know, there's a lot of history there. You got, if you start on the southwest part of the triangle, you got Bushy Mountain Penitentiary, which actually housed the assassin of Martin Luther King, and there was actually a jailbreak where 5 of the inmates broke out, and there was a statewide manhunt there. And also, a little other history: the oldest rebel flag hanging in Tennessee is on the northern tier of the Devil's Triangle. But I personally, I like that ride. I like the Cherahalla Skyway. I like Devil's Triangle, or the Dragon's Tail. I never did the back of the Dragon yet. I did Moonshiner, but I didn't do the Snake. So the Snake's one we got to do next time we're down in Tennessee.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, well, for charity, of course, it's the Christmas in July.
Yeah.
And Gina Murley, and the Never Forgotten.
And one of our close friends, that's actually the president of the American Legion Riders 570 chapter. Him and his wife are, you know, gracious enough to dress up as Santa Mrs. Claus when we do our Christmas in July ride. They also do it, you know, during Christmas time for pictures at the dealership. And, you know, they're just great people. Their heart's so genuine. And it brings so much joy to those kids when they see Santa and Mrs. Claus rolling up on the tail in their red trike. And then, you know, a couple trucks of toys following behind. So that just, you know, that makes it all worth it. Like I said, it's not a long ride, but it's a ride with a purpose. And, you know, that probably is, you know, the most emotional ride that we do as a charity ride.
We do get a lot of bikes for that.
Yeah.
You know, we tell them for registration, you know, it's X amount of dollars.
Or bring a gift. Yep.
And when they bring the toys, it's they cost more than what we would charge for the ride, cash-wise. And you know, it's wonderful. You know, all the people around here, we all help each other out.
Now we had a hiatus during COVID, obviously, for everybody's safety, but Joe managed to get, you know, which bank was it that sponsored us this year? It wasn't PNC.
No, it's on the top of my tongue. Right up the street too.
But regardless, they let us put donation boxes in like 8 different branches, and
yeah, it was
this past year was the biggest turnout we got financially and gift wise out of any year we ever ran, and we've been doing this ride for over 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so the ride, as far as I know, was happening before I joined the club in 2017. So.
Now, for me to actually pick outside of the club rides, and my personal favorite ride is when I go to Sturgis. Yeah. And it's hard
Needle
to
Highway?
say. Needle's nice. I like the Needle. But I think the one I like the best is there's 2 different canyons.
What's the general?
One is Van Acker Canyon,
okay,
which is gorgeous ride, and the other one is it's on the top of my tongue now. Having a brain fart.
What's the one that named
Spearfish Canyon.
Oh, Spearfish. Okay.
Both of them are beautiful. Now, Van Acker Canyon, I think, is a little bit longer of a ride. Not much longer, but both of them, they're just nice. And then there's even just riding from Sturgis,
to
out to Deadwood,
yeah,
and then going from Deadwood out to Keystone, going down in the Rapid City, going to the Monument. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, Crazy Horse.
Yeah. Crazy Horse one, and you know, it's a different type of riding. You know, if you're a first-year rider, I suggest not to go. I would suggest that you have at least 5 years of riding experience. You don't want to learn how to ride out there.
Okay, especially if you get hit with one of those hailstorms.
Yeah, well, every year there's a hailstorm there for the ride.
They're like golf balls.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to avoid
Constant,
them.
yeah.
To be in one town when it was going through another. So you know, I think I got stuck in the rain the first year I went with my son, and we were going somewhere. I forget exactly where it was we were going, but they had a detour. The road was closed, and this detour took us over the mountain on a dirt road. That's when I had the 17 road glide.
Oh, the orange.
Yeah. And it was raining. We had no rain gear with us. And like I said, it was our first year out there.
On a dirt road too.
Yeah,
that could get